What's good, YouTube? Cool Geek Nation, welcome back. You here with the Cool Geeks. I'm Rod Showtime.
I'm Jay Brooks.
Jojo Blaze.
And today we got a special movie review. Had to switch it up on movie review for y'all. Today we're gonna be doing All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yes.
It's a nice little war flick.
War movie.
Was it independent? It seemed independent. It seemed like an indie film. I don't know if it was indie or not, but
I mean, it was German made, so. Yeah.
yeah. Another war film. This time the setting is World War I.
World War I, yep.
Was that French and Germany and all that? A couple different alliances. Man, listen, I don't claim to know too much about World War I. We learned in history class.
Yeah.
I chose not to pay attention too much. But seeing, we did have when we did the first reaction, the trailer reaction, and one of the commenters was talking. I guess we had it wrong. We were saying something about Hitler or something like that, but he corrected us on that. I appreciate that. But he also was talking about how this whole war seemed like it was pretty much just a war of people fighting for no reason. Alliances joining up simply just because they're alliances.
Basically,
don't even know what they were. Yeah, I get that, but at least some of them have a point. The way he explained it is exactly what I saw in this film. If there was any depiction of the war, I'm not saying it was just, also accurate, but
yeah,
it definitely seemed like a whole bunch of people just fighting. And I liked that vibe of it. I liked that narrative of where they went with it. Yeah. What y'all felt about the movie?
What were we talking about? They kept fighting over the same trench?
They literally was fighting over meters.
They took a trench, and then they took a trench. It's like, hey, the trench back.
I didn't even really, I noticed it through the movie. I'm sitting there like, why are they still going over the same trench? But I didn't really know. I didn't know the backstory. I didn't know all that.
Yeah. Basically, who had tanks at the time.
Yep. Who was winning today?
America basically had all the stuff up front.
It was definitely a good movie. I think the cinematography was amazing in the movie. The way they filmed it, the way things looked.
Yeah, the way it was shot.
That 4K was.
Yeah, definitely was shot.
Yeah.
Very well.
It was good. I felt the beginning of the movie kind of dragged a little bit. I was a little bored for a while. Once it got, maybe like 40 minutes in. A little bit. 40 minutes in or so. Once it got like halfway. It was a long movie too. Almost 3 hours, I think. But then it started to get good. It was cool, when you actually saw them fighting and stabbing and
going to war, man.
Man, it got good. Especially when they brought all those tanks in. You saw the tanks coming. They were trying to shoot them.
Roll over that dude.
Crazy. Yeah, that one dude got smushed. Man, that was cool though.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was. Yeah. They had some. They brought up some like Saving Private Ryan type vibes, where like just like the visuals, the brutal killing and death that you were surrounded by. Me personally, I watched the movie in pieces. I just ain't had 3 hours to sit down and dedicate to it. Yeah. But in hindsight, I wish I did, because I felt like I would have got some of the more artistic vibe that the director and the writers were trying to get. I still got it. It still came across. But I feel like if I would have watched it as a whole piece collectively, I would have got that even more. I do agree that the beginning of the movie was slow, but I wouldn't say it dragged. I mean, I more so took it for story wise, just to see how they were coming in.
The rest of the movie, it was
of course,
the boring part, but yeah.
Of course, but there were some things to take away, which which is, I don't know. So y'all have to explain to me. Well, Joe, I know you watched it in one whole piece. So the generals, they're going back and forth. Your boy Zemo. Eggman, all of them. They're going back and forth. I know they're trying to work out a treaty. Yeah. They're trying to work out something. But for me, that part of the movie was like lost. Like I didn't need it. Like I was throwing it out on purpose. But even the way I watched it, it didn't seem like that was what they wanted you to focus on. They wanted you to focus on the troops themselves. And then, did they spend a lot of time doing anything with the politics of the war?
No, and I'm glad it wasn't a lot.
Right? Okay, I'm glad it wasn't a lot.
But they put that in there, which was leading you up to that last 15 minutes.
Of course. Yeah.
Everything that Zemo was doing and the talks and how long the talks were taking in between, all of that, when Eggman mad about the talks, it all led up to just that 15 minutes and that decision that was made.
Okay. That's what it felt like.
And that's why that was good and perfect.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want you to focus on politics.
That's what I love.
They just wanted you to see the drag along in the last 15 minutes of how that decision was made and what happened after those decisions was made.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning, they just tearing off the old patches and sewing all the other stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. I love that they put you in the soldier's shoes. So for the beginning, you see your boy running through the trenches.
The one that followed.
I'm talking about even before that, the first dude that they followed.
Yeah.
And you think he the main character because he's running through killing, doing all this other stuff. He 10 minutes. He's 10 minutes straight. This man is doing what he got to do. Yep. Then all of a sudden, cut to see him died. He died on the battlefield, and then the way they just took the clothes and the jacket, and then you see how it's repurposed. It goes through the wash. It was like it was some time that had passed too, like some months or something.
In the machine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just another.
You're gonna die, and they're gonna reuse your stuff.
And to see how that get recycled and reused, and then your man was I know his name Paul in the movie. I don't know. Paul gets it. He gets his whole new uniform off. Clean and pristine. He think it's all him. He's like, oh, hold up, this is somebody else's. I think you got the wrong name. Not knowing that was repurposed.
It must have been too small for this guy.
That symbolism right there was done. And the fact that so from that moment, I don't know if y'all did it. I don't know. I'm hoping it came across like this for y'all. That jacket had like some importance because the way the first dude wore it all the way up to the end. My man, when Paul had the jacket on, I felt like it was definitely plot armor. He was safe, he was good, he was doing what he had to do. Because you can tell anytime he go running out, people dying left and right, all around him. He was making it through all the way up to the end. Where, we'll get to that. But where they stabbed old boy and the hole through the jacket just made it complete full circle. Like, damn.
I love the contrast though. Like in the beginning, before they got to the war, everyone was so excited. They were, cheering and like all this stuff. And then once they got to the war, it changed. It flipped 180.
Instantly.
Everyone was scared.
That's what I liked.
Running.
I loved
that
it.
was good.
It wasn't boring. That was the beginning of the movie.
I know.
What part are you talking about?
I'm just saying, compared to the rest of the movie, the beginning it was like a little sleepy. A little bit.
It wasn't sleepy for me. I actually watched this at 11 o'clock at night all the way through.
Probably because I watched it in parts.
It depends on what you take away from it. But I get what you mean. Compared to the rest of the movie, it's drag. But I found some good things in that first act.
Yeah, no.
In that first act.
I mean, there were important takeaways from the beginning, of course. But yeah, I mean, it was, once the war got started, it was crazy. Everyone was dying, and the little bonds he built with a few of them.
Yeah, it started with 4 of them, and it was a little symbolism to me in the movie where they said, everybody dies alone, everybody's born alone, dies alone, or whatever. They all died alone eventually.
Yeah.
All him and his 4 friends.
Yeah.
And the 2 dudes they met along the way, they just had bad luck.
No, Paul was gonna make it.
He was reading that letter for that guy because he couldn't read.
Yeah, Cat, his boy Cat.
His son had died. All this stuff.
Yeah, man.
They went to the house.
And the cat was like that.
Eggs. They stole the eggs, and they got caught. And they ran to the woods.
I knew it was all bad.
What you thought about that boy? What you thought about the farmer's boy?
He ain't had to do that.
That boy.
How that boy get all yoked?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Just off that little look he gave in the farm, I could tell
he was gonna do something.
Yeah.
He was gonna try to go after him.
How that little boy keep up with them, and he got a whole rifle in his hand.
Yeah, and he's really gonna shoot that guy. Come on, man.
He's protecting his farm. I guess he want to make his daddy proud. I don't know what happened to the little boy. I wonder what happened to him. He shot him and ran off?
He scampered off home. Probably.
Got confirmed the kill, my boy.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
God, I shot him myself.
What was y'all like? One of y'all like shocking moments in the journey? Shocking moments / like, dang, I didn't think he was gonna go out like that.
I mean, one of my it was kind of expected, but like towards the end when that other general dude was like, "Oh, I want you to still attack them. You got time.
Oh my God.
I want you to try to win the war."
Yeah, God.
One of the dudes in the huge group, he was against it, and they dragged his ass up.
There was a couple of them. A couple of them was like, nah. They was like,
yeah, I know.
That was the most shocking part for you?
No, not the most shocking, but that was like.
But that was a good memorable part. Yeah, that was a good
I would say like my most shocking part was probably in the end when homeboy got stabbed right to the chest, man. I was like, oh.
For me, oh boy.
That was sad.
It was definitely that part. It was definitely Eggman ordering them to go back out. I was like, yo, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, that was
this is some bullshit. But aside from that, when my man home who was trying to be he was trying to be career, you know what I mean? He went in there, wanted to move up through the ranks so he could go back and be a general in the police force. Oh. My man had the leg, he messed up his leg. Yeah. His eye was all tore up.
I know what part you're gonna talk about. Right? Go ahead.
So he saw his boy, you know, they found him laid up on the cot. And he's just, talking about his sob story, how he don't think he's gonna be an officer. The dude's like, nah, don't worry, we going home soon. Don't worry, tomorrow's a new day, we going home. Next time they see him, a little bit worse condition, and he realized he can't be a cripple in this world. He couldn't go back and be the career officer he wanted to be. So the boys brought him some soup. My man asked for some cutlery.
Yeah, cutlery.
And as soon as he asked for that, I knew it. He grabbed that fork and just did him something. I was like, no.
I know.
And just show you the toll, bro. The toll that war has on people, bro. It's just.
He didn't want to go back.
Oh, that joint was heavy, bro.
I can't be a cripple.
Yeah. That was heavy.
That was. That was bad. Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Nah, yeah. When he announced for them to go back, that was wild to me.
What the?
That was so deep.
What it was after all his dude friends died, and he announced for them to go. He's finally going home.
He would have been good.
He was done. His battery was on E. Mm-hmm. And then the dude announced they gotta go back.
Man, that's some bullshit.
And once they started walking, I feel like his soul just left.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like he was done. And then the stupid thing, like we talked about, they all was like quietly going to the trench to attack. And then they just started yelling.
They should have done that, but I think they were just pissed off. I think they were pissed off at that moment. They definitely should have yelled.
I would have been on the front line when there's 15 minutes left.
Another thing too, when those dudes came up with the flamethrowers, man.
Yeah, I know that was
frying everyone up.
They burnt French boy. He said, no, shoot. What you stayed back for?
Yeah, I don't know.
He stayed back.
They shouldn't have quit at the camp. They should have been, all right, we'll go back out there and quit out on the field. The boss ain't looking. Y'all better chill.
Nah, they had dudes with horses guiding them.
Well, man, we taking them out. Y'all really that about it?
True.
Show me. Show me. You really that about it? Show me, because I ain't going back to war. We done. My girl waiting on me, my kids, all of that. Nah, we done, bro. I ain't going back. I just lost all my boys. Carried my boy stabbed himself in the neck over soup. Then I carried my main man's all the way back here just for him to die. No, I'm not going back. I ain't going back.
I know. Yeah. But
forget that.
That last dude he was fighting before he got stabbed, that was a pretty intense little fight, man.
Yeah.
It was, and then they both
pushed
stopped.
his head into the mud like that, and he was down for a long time, too.
And they both stopped. Was like, yo, it's like a minute left. Let's chill.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
I think that dude knew that dude was gonna come back and like fuck him up.
Behind him, he thought he knew he was behind. They both had to look in the eye like, look, we good.
They didn't have that look.
We could probably be good. Like
yeah. But
we ain't gotta do this.
I think even way on purpose for the audience.
Even the way Paul, because Paul could have got to the gun, he went and stepped in front of me like, bro, look, let's just chill.
Yeah.
And literally,
it was like a standoff, and then he probably
2 seconds. If he would have made it 2 to 3 seconds later, Paul got stabbed in the back through the heart.
Yep.
And the minute he ripped it out, 2 steps later. Ceasefire, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Bro, I didn't think Paul was going to make it upstairs. I thought he was going to die right there.
I know.
At least he got to go see the sky, man.
I thought that dude was going to close the door on him, yo, and he was going to be down there.
That was sad. It was definitely
pointless death. That's what that movie was.
17 million people died over a stalemate, over a few meters, no bigger than this room we're in right now.
How many people died in total?
17 million.
Something like that. Same thing as the movie.
17,
like the whole war.
17 million?
I think so, yeah.
How much was that one spot, though?
I don't know how much was at that one spot. It was like 9 million or something.
In that one spot.
Yeah, something crazy. Something crazy.
Yeah, something wild like that.
It was OD.
That was nuts.
But that's American history for you.
Yeah.
So let's give it a Cool Geek score, y'all.
What do you guys want to give it?
Cool Geek score. Me, I'm going to go ahead and give, I'll go first, man. I'll give this movie the respect it deserves. Definitely caught me by surprise. Great visuals. The story caught me well by surprise. I did not expect it to be like that in the take that they took. And it's an interesting take for a war movie. So
yeah, seeing it from the German teen side.
Yeah. I'm gonna get enjoy the solid 9, man.
Oh,
Solid 9.
look at Rob finally like some, yo. He been.
Yeah, this is about time. This is
see
the quality of movie I'm talking about. If I don't get this type of vibe, this type of feel, no, it's not getting it from me, bro.
All right, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Stick you with the 10.
You know what? I'm gonna It was a good movie. I didn't enjoy it as much as a 9.
Okay.
I live it, so I don't want to watch it.
Hurry up for the back.
I'm gonna give it 8. I'll give it a solid 8.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Smooth. Come on, Joe.
I enjoyed
Take
it.
us home.
I enjoyed it all the way through. It wasn't one down moment for me, and I was worried too, because I watched it real late and I watched it all the way through, and I was good. I was like, yo, that was good.
I thought this movie was gonna be bad, for the record.
It was good.
Nah,
Go ahead.
I didn't think it was gonna be bad.
You told me it was like boring, so I was like worried. I was watching it too late.
For me, a little bit.
But yeah, it was for me. It was all entertaining, like the build up and everything. Yeah. It was done right. Visuals was good. So
I probably didn't watch it in the best way. Could have been better, but
I give it an 8.5 though.
8.5. Okay, that's smooth. What's that? That's an average 8.5, right?
You gave it a 9. Give it right in the middle.
I stand with that, man.
That's good.
Good movie.
Yes.
I'm glad Netflix snatched this up, put it out.
Facts. I'm glad I watched.
Go watch, y'all. Go watch it, man. Like, comment, subscribe.
All that good stuff.
And as always, we the Cool Geeks. I'm JoJo Blaze.
I'm Jay Brooks.
I'm Rod Showtime.